Oh hey guys, CPT Mechanic here, and today I'm going to show you how to convert this old school manual windows into more modern and easy to use electrical windows. So it rolls down and rolls up with a push of a button, as most modern cars have these days. Let's get cracking. Right, so this is just me testing the motor itself, putting the positive and negative directly onto the 12-volt battery. So that's to wind it up or down, and switching the polarity, wind it in the opposite direction. That's a very simple and basic operation of the motor. So to gain access to the manual mechanism, you have to first remove the door cord, which involves removing all the screws holding the door cord to the door itself. This has been shown in a previous video, so I'm just speeding things up for your convenience. And the manual winder has to come off as well, just held on by a spring clip. So just another 3 screws holding the panel in, as well as the window winder handle. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward. There's the panel loose, and the panel slides off with a bit of wiggling and jiggling. Right, so this is the gear set that comes with the kit. You'll see one for the left and the right side of the vehicle, as well as a center set for adapter for the window shaft. So the adapter, try and fit it on, but this rubber section has to come off. So this is the different gear sets that the mechanism has to attach to. There are a number of gears for different vehicles, different makes, different models. So it's really a trial and error as to what may work for your vehicle or what may not. So as you can see, I'm fitting this gear set on, but it sits a bit loose. The splines on the inside of the gear set has to match the splines on the window shaft, so both can rotate and turn in unison or lock onto each other. This gear set sort of fits, but not quite. This has the end cap on, doesn't fit. This one, we might have a window over here. It does turn, it does lock, but let's see, perhaps there's something better. Right, let's take it off. Let's try another one. Fitting the gear set onto the shaft. Very snug fit, very tight. That looks like that's the one. So as you can see, the smaller gear set has to fit on the window shaft, and the bigger gear set, the electrical window mechanism, slides over. And they have to be locked in place. So once power is sent to the mechanism, it can rotate as a unit. And there you can see the smaller gear set pops inside the bigger one, but it's very loose and it has to be tightened or fixed to each other. So in the kit provided, there is a small screw that's meant to be screwed in to lock the two in place. And now I'm tightening, boom, cracked. Luckily I was able to plastic weld the two gear sets back to each other and make a good repair, so it should last the lifetime of the vehicle. Right, so let's test fit the gear set on the shaft. Very snug fit, splines line up, looks like it will work. Okay, so let's test fit the mechanism onto the door panel. There's a bit of clearance and space there. Let's flick it around, slide it onto the gear set shaft. Looks like it could work there. Who knows? Let's take it off and put on the remainder of the brackets. So each bracket is held on with 2 screws. So 3 brackets on the motor side and another 2 brackets on the gear set side. Just screwed in. Nice and tight. It is aluminium bracket, so it can be bent and it can be cut. As you can see, the 3 brackets are fixed in place on the motor side and another 2 on the gear set side. Okay, let's put it back onto the door. So the brackets have been trimmed a bit. You can just use side cutters or bend it and break it off. It's not hard. It's not that difficult. So it looks like it could work here. Just seeing if everything lines up. But it didn't. The door cord could not close on the window mechanism, so I had to take it off. and bend the brackets a bit just to give it a bit more clearance to make it fit within the door quad. So I'm just popping the clip on to hold the gear set to the window mech to make sure they don't pop and come apart, and just using a flat blade screwdriver just to hold the clip in place and to lock it in. If it's not locked in, you're going to have trouble later down the line, and your windows won't work. Can almost guarantee that. Right, so as you can see, I've readjusted the window mechanism. I'm putting the screw in place, locking the brackets to the doors. You can bend the cable slightly. And hey guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you do like the video and if you want to see a bit more on the Rocams or anything else. Right, so screws are going in place. It's good to have a drill on hand. If you're going to use a hand screwdriver, you're going to take very long and you're going to struggle. So as you can see, the brackets have been cut or trimmed slightly just to give a bit more clearance to make them fit. If they were left at the original length, the door quad would not fit over them and they would have sticked out a bit. So as I said earlier, you can trim it or cut it off. Right, so the last screw is going into the bracket, popping in the rubber section, and then the screw itself using a drill. With these are all tech screws, self-tapping screws, makes the job go a hell of a lot quicker. So right, let's test the motor. I'm just sending power directly from the battery to the motor itself, 2 wires to the motor. So motor rolls down very easily, flipping the polarity, motor rolls up again, window rolls up. So operation is smooth as silk. So these are the 2 wires. It has to go to the switch, through the wiring harness of the door, and into the fuse panel. This is where it will get its 12 volt power. So this is just a very rough diagram, electrical diagram of the entire installation. So driver side on the right with dual switches, and passenger side on the left with a single switch. So from 12 volt battery goes to the switched power by turning on the key. It gives power to your system, goes through the 30 amp fuse. Please do not forget this, very important. If you want to potentially burn down your vehicle, then leave it out, but this is to protect your entire installation. And the ground going to chassis. As you can see, there are no relays required in this kit. The switches are powerful enough to handle the current going through it. Some might need relays, but this kit doesn't. Okay, so let's look at the fuse panel. The fuse tap on the left goes to my fog lights, which I've installed some time ago. And the fuse tap on the right feeds my electrical windows. So there's a little diagram showing what each fuse does. And I've tapped into the 15 amp fuse, which powers the indicators. And my 30 amp fuse will power the electric windows. With a simple fuse tap. I have wired the ground to the chassis off camera. Don't worry, I have done it under the dashboard. Okay, let's do some testing. So key on, window switch on the driver side rolls it down, and the other switch rolls up without any difficulty or hassle. Cool, so let's test the passenger side. So same panel, different switch, rolls the window down, another switch rolls the window up. And there's job done. Enjoy your electric windows.